Hey folks,
Welcome back.
today we've got some pan seared salmon, and we've also got some little baby potato, itsy bitsy. We've got green beans as well as carrots.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Right now I'm going to start off with our baby potatoes. Okay, we've got them all set up. We're going to put a little bit of fresh rosemary on them, which is going to add some really delicate flavor, and it's going to taste simply amazing.
Now, those baby potatoes, we can get those at any supermarket?
We can, and these ones, what we've done is we've washed them, get them all scrubbed up. Even though they've been pre-washed from the store, I like to give it a little wash before we actually start cooking them and get them prepared. So we add our rosemary to them, all right? We've got salt and pepper, a little sea salt, all right, as well as some fresh ground pepper. Okay, we'll just get that in there, and we're gonna hit it with a splash of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. All right, once we've got that going, we just gotta mix it all up, allow it to get nice and friendly, and very simple process. And we just dump it in our pan, in our roasting pan, and oven set at 350 degrees.
The smell from that rosemary is amazing.
Absolutely delightful. Oh, I did forget one little thing that we needed to add, and that is some garlic cloves. Because if you've ever tasted roasted garlic, absolutely delightful. Just put about 5 cloves in there, shake it around so you can get to know each other even better, and just pop them in the oven.
And what do you have your oven set at?
The oven is set at 350 degrees. Leave that in there for roughly about 25 minutes. All right, and the green beans, as you can see here, they're not necessarily the same length. So what I like to do is just line them up and just give a little slice at the end, just removing the tips, but ensure that they're all now the same length and they're all nicely uniform. Okay, just like that. All right, we can discard that extra pieces there. All right, and we've got our carrots, which there are people that just love to use a carrot peeler. Well, I'm from the old school. I'll just use a knife. It's a good old knife. Just get it going there. And we're going to cut them in little batons. Let's get them all cut. If you're uncomfortable with using a knife, you're certainly welcome to use a potato peeler of some kind. All right. And I just cut them in half. And then pour.
And we do have this wonderful potato peeler slash carrot peeler slash vegetable peeler that works remarkably well for amateurs like me that don't know how to handle a knife.
But I don't care to use that. And as well, we're going to add to that a few pieces of red peppers. All right, so what I've done here, folks, is I've got a little bit of got some ingredients here with the carrots, the peppers, and the green beans. Okay, these are already blanched. Okay, everything's washed and blanched. What we do is put a little bit of water in a pot, get it to a rolling boil, and then put your carrots in. Leave it in there for about 2 minutes. As you know, remove your carrots, put them in some cold water to cool them down, and then you do the same thing to the green beans. All right, just about 2 minutes, remove it, cold water, cool it down. Now, as far as the peppers are concerned, you don't really have to do those ahead of time. Those can be cooked very easily.
And that, what you just described, is called blanching.
It's called blanching.
Okay.
All right, so my other item, which is the star of the show, is our salmon. Okay, this is the star of the show. So I've got the salmon. Okay, I went to our local supermarket and picked some of the salmon up.
Now, what type of salmon?
This is actually Atlantic salmon. This is from the Atlantic coast. Okay.
Now, do they come like that, or do you have to ask them to cut?
It actually comes. This is actually 1/2 fillet, and they'd actually cut the half fillet in half again. And I purchased the half, which gives me at this point 5 salmon steak. There's a little piece here which is kind of like the tail. I don't really count that. That's just a little extra, a little bonus we've got there. ready to pan sear our salmon. Okay, so in order for us to do that, we're going to need a little bit of olive oil. And put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And I'm also going to add to that pan some butter. And we've got our trusty butter over here. And just to let you know, the salmon is actually pre-seasoned. Actually seasoned with salt, sea salt, cracked black pepper. I put a little bit of garlic powder on there, as well as just little bits and leaves of thyme, fresh thyme, just for flavor and enhance that whole package of flavor that's gonna be in there. So just cut me off a piece of this trusty butter, put it in a pan. I'm gonna have to get that all melted. Now, in doing so, I've also got our vegetables to do. Just to let you guys know that the potatoes that we just put in the oven, we actually had some cooked prior. Okay, so seasoned the exact same way. It takes about 20 minutes in the oven to be ready. So because I've also got my green beans, my carrots, as well as my peppers, I'm gonna get those done all at the same time. And I'm using the same butter, olive oil combination.
Now, how much of each are you putting in each pan? Because once again, you don't measure anything.
I really don't. I do everything by look and measurement. Again, it's a personal thing. I mean, if you just put a little bit in there, either to coat the bottom of the pan. If you feel that you don't want a lot of butter or a lot of olive oil, don't put a lot. That's perfectly fine. Okay, just enough to coat the bottom so the products don't stick to the pan and it creates and add to the whole flavor content. Now, we've also got a couple of lemons here, which I'm going to need for my salmon. So let me just get these cut in half. Okay, I've got a little strainer here, okay? And I'm going to eventually just squeeze those lemons. But before I do that, let me just kind of move over here and get my salmon in the pan, because things are starting to happen with the salmon. All right.
So what do you have the oven set on for the salmon?
Well, this is on high right now, but I'm going to eventually turn it down to medium once everything gets going. All right, just get it in the pan. Now, I don't want to wait till the oil combination and butter starts flaming up. I want to get it in there prior, because if it starts flaming up, it means it's too hot. Then the salmon might get a little bit of smoke going on, as well as the pan might be a little too hot. So what I've done is I've taken the side that I will be presenting, turn that downwards to ensure that gets nice and crispy and get a nice color on that. And that's first. So let's get back over to our lemon. I'm just going to squeeze our lemon. Got a couple of lemons here. Just going to squeeze out the juice. But the strainer, again, is going to trap all the seeds, so you don't get the seeds in our sauce.
So you're using 2 whole lemons?
2 whole lemons, yep. And just getting the juice from 2 whole lemons.
So you got your pan waiting for your vegetables. That's getting a little too hot.
Yeah, just remove it from the pan as it's getting a bit too hot. I'm just going to add my vegetables. Peppers in there. And again, do remember that these were blanched previously, so right, you can see the color there. Absolutely lovely color. Salmon is cooking nicely. I've also got
nice color in the pan.
I've also got a bottle of Chardonnay, to which I'm going to be putting a little bit in the salmon. Just once it starts cooking up and I add my lemon juice, I'm going to pop a little Chardonnay in there just to enhance the flavor.
Now, Can it be any Chardonnay?
It could be Chardonnay, it could be Sauvignon Blanc, any kind of white wine. Okay, in this case, because it's a fish item that we're cooking, we want to use a white wine, a light colored wine. You don't want to use rosé. Don't use rosé. That doesn't really marry well with salmon. Okay, good. There you go. And with our vegetables, we're going to hit it with a little bit of sea salt and some black pepper. All right. Just get them knowing each other. There's one thing about cooking is you put different flavors and you add them in a pan. They need to get to know each other, get friendly, liking each other. It makes your food just taste amazing. So the salmon's been cooking for at least 5 minutes now? Oh yeah, it'll take roughly about 10 minutes for the salmon to be done. And the salmon is looking lovely. I'm just gonna give them a little flip. All right, so we can get the other side done. You gotta be careful when you're doing this now. Yes, be careful. So after about roughly 5 minutes, you flip the salmon over to the other side. Flip to the other side. Okay, just so the heat can get to the other side and get a nice little color on that. All right. This piece a little stubborn. Smells amazing, friends. Look at that. Now, did you turn the stove down on the vegetables? Yeah, the stove's all the way down to low on the vegetables. At this point, the vegetables are pretty much ready. I'm just keeping them warm, keeping the temperature up. All right, the salmon, everything's looking good. It's still, the burner's still on high for the salmon. All right. And they're all getting to know each other. Okay, so here's a little trick now. Okay, once we get that in, we're going to get a little bit of our Chardonnay. So we're going to hit it with the Chardonnay. It's going to get a little smoky and steamy, but we're going to allow this internal temperature to be cooked. All right, so we get it with a little Chardonnay. Happy. And then we hit it with lemon juice. All right, still on high. And we just cover it. Now, how much Chardonnay did you put in the pan? I put probably about a quarter of a cup. That's a quarter of a cup of Chardonnay. And the temperature on the fish? It's still at high. Still want to keep it at high. I'm going to be, it's creating a nice steam, nice internal cooking, and it's creating a nice sauce with the fish. Natural, combination of the Chardonnay as well as the lemon juice. I'm just going to turn my stove off and just allow it to steam, allow it to cook internally. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, the smells wafting from this pot is amazing. And the color from the vegetables, I can't wait to dig in. There we go. I'm just going to go in there and take a little taste of this. And well, there you have it, friends. Another wonderful meal by Nino. And again, if you like what you see, do remember to like, subscribe, and share. All right, until next time, folks.